Well, good morning and happy new year. This Pastor Tyrone P. Jones, Church for the City, Yuma, Arizona. Kirk Cameron has remained in the spotlight for his faith as much as his acting over the years. Now he's making headlines again with a new children's book titled As You Grow. The book teaches the biblical truths of the fruit of the Spirit. The publisher was hoping to increase interest by engaging with local libraries and their story hour programs. So far, more than 50 of those that he's asked have said no. It is only fair that I note that Cameron and his publisher, Brave Books, have included in their selection of reading inquiry libraries who have made news for hosting drag queen story hours. The one public library in Rhode Island says we're very queer-friendly library. Our messaging does not align. You can fill out the form to reserve space to run the program in our space, but we won't run your program. A library in San Diego that promotes telling our stories and highlights themes of diversity, love, acceptance, and inclusion. They told Cameron's publisher that because of how diverse our community is, I don't know how many people you would get. Cameron said that this is a proof that more than ever we're getting destroyed in the battle for the hearts and minds of our children. He went on to add that publicly funded libraries are greenlighting gender marker and name change clinics while denying a story time that would involve the reading of a book that teaches biblical wisdom. To their credit, Cameron and Brave Books are not calling for people to boycott these libraries or harass those who have chosen not to allow him to read as you go into their building. Rather, they've chosen to donate a book to a local library for each one purchase and have encouraged believers to reach out to their libraries and ask that the book be included among their offerings. There's plenty of libraries around the country who would welcome Cameron with open arms, but he and his publishers have chosen to target those that will not. Of course, I got a concern about that. On the one hand, I do understand wanting to bring attention to a matter that should be seen by all Christians as a matter of knowing the fight we're in and for all Americans regarding free speech and public access without discrimination. However, discouragement would be the wrong response to this story, and anger would be as well. Though both emotions are understandable, neither is helpful. There have already been far too many comments calling for lawsuits and CPS investigations and protests. Such a response would only give more ammunition to those who are already expecting to face hate from those who disagree with their beliefs. At the same time, it would also be a mistake to sit back and allow our society to progress further down this path unchecked. So I get that. So how should we respond? Well, it should come as no surprise that for many Christians, their first response was to look for some way to retaliate against these libraries. In fact, that appears to have been what Brave Books was counting on when they sent those requests. But just because these places wouldn't let Cameron read his book doesn't mean that you or I can't. Moreover, if we are dependent upon Christian celebrities or story hours or anyone else to guide the moral trajectory of our children, then we have much bigger problems than what's being read at our local library. So be aware of what's going on. And if the Lord leads, reach out to your local library to graciously make your voice heard on these subjects. But choose not to retaliate or react in a way that would ultimately prove counterproductive to the larger mission of God. Cameron's book is intended to help kids understand the fruit of the Spirit. Let's make sure our lives do the same.